Hello, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome to Fagiola Chuma 254. On this platform, we discuss a plethora of issues. We discuss our politics, our social and economic welfare. But then there are also other times when we're going to be setting aside time to, talk about issues that have to do with our physical health, even mental health. Now, today I want us to talk about a subject that is a bit controversial, but one that has to be spoken about. I mean, it's my belief that if something good is happening in our society, we're supposed to, talk about it and encourage people to keep on doing whatever is good. Just the same way, if something bad is happening, we're also supposed to call it out and, condemn whatever bad things are happening. Now, since our independence as a nation, we've had five presidents ruling over Kenya. We first had President Jomo Kenyatta in the 60s and 70s, having ruled for 15 years. Then Moi took over and ruled for 24 years, handing over to Mwai Kibaki, who did it for 10, and Uhuru Kenyatta did it until 2022 for another 10 years. I mean, since Mwai Kibaki, since 2002, we've had, guys ruling for 10 years, according to the changes that we made in our constitution. Now, currently we're being ruled by William Samoei Ruto as our fifth president. And our presidents since independence have had their success and their failures. But basing on how, or gauging by how the nation is right now, I can say most of our presidents have had a lot of failures compared to the kind of success that they had. Um, some of the failures that we've had as a nation, uh, things like endemic corruption, endemic corruption. We've had tribalism. We've had nepotism, widespread nepotism. We've had social injustice in our society, um, you know, having to do with widespread uneven distribution of the national cake. Now, there's a saying that success comes to people wrapped in misfortunes. Most of the time, those who succeed will tell you that before they succeeded, things were not really, going according to how they expected them to go. And I would juxtapose that to, the situation where Kenya is right now as a nation. William Ruto came to power in a bit controversial way or situation. I mean, we had to go to the Supreme Court to, have the matter decided on who was um, duly elected as the president, and the Supreme Court settled on William Ruto as having been elected as the the president. Since he took over power, things have not been going on that well, and I don't want to blame him that much because when he took over power, things were not that well. I mean, things were not going on as they're supposed to. We had a huge national debt, and Ruto has everything that Ruto has done so far has been to the direction of making that national debt even bigger. We, I mean, when Ruto took over power, the national wage bill was so unrealistic, and it still is unrealistic. That was tribalism, just like I said with the other presidents. We still had tribalism, and the way Ruto did his the appointments to the cabinet and to some of the parastatals. It's like he's just continued what the other people did, and and it's helping to fuel that tribalism, that feeling of nepotism by his appointments. The levels of corruption are over the roof. You know, things are not working. Basically, things are not working. It's said. I heard Jimmy Wanjigi saying that when Moi left power, for every 100 shillings that we were collecting as a nation, we 24 shillings was being used to pay debts. Mwai Kibaki came and he did so well, though I have some reservations with Mwai Kibaki, but he did so well. Making things be to a point where for every 100 shillings that we were collecting, 18 shillings was going to pay debt. Then came Uhuru Kenyatta, and things started going south. If anything, things did not really start going south with Uhuru Kenyatta, and that's why I'm saying I have reservations with Mwai Kibaki. Things started going south with Mwai Kibaki, and by the time Uhuru Kenyatta was leaving power, for every 100 shillings that he was collecting as taxes, 70 shillings was going to pay debts. Currently, it's estimated that for every 100 shillings that we're collecting, 89 to 90 shillings is going to pay debt. That is it's so unrealistic. We cannot keep on living that way. And to make matters worse, things are like that, and the level of corruption and incompetence that those who are in power are exuding is just mesmerizing. It's something out of this world. They don't live like for every 10, for every 100 shillings we are collecting, 90 is going to pay debt. They are living lavish lifestyles. Appointments are made according to who you know. There's rampant nepotism and the social injustice. I mean, I'm not I'm not that well traveled in Kenya. I cannot say I'm that well traveled. But when you go to the northeastern parts of Kenya, when you go to to um, Turkana, huh? When you go to places like the coast, sometimes you wonder if those are parts of our country. Sometimes you wonder if these guys really do pay taxes because they are living like they're still in the 60s. They don't have roads, no clean water, no power. Things are just not working for them. And these are guys who claim to be, part of Kenya. They're in the territory of Kenya. They're not Somalis. Those who are living in northeastern are not Ethiopians. Neither they're Somalis. And those in Turkana. People living in areas where when they want to come to Nairobi, they're saying that they're coming to Kenya. They're going to Kenya. And we are a country that we are, eh, I don't know. I don't know if you've seen the kind of life some people are living in this nation. But then again, leave those who are living in those areas. Come back to areas that claim to be developed. Go to Nairobi. Go to Kisumu. There's Kibera. Huh? Kiandutu. But things are not going the way they're supposed to be. And they've not been going the way they're supposed to for a very long time. Since independence, these things have been recurring with every successive government that comes in. They're not working to change our lives. And whenever they're doing something, it's always about what's the net for me? What do I stand to gain as a government? As a politician, as a minister. There are claims that there are times when, we have investors coming into the nation, people coming with good ideas, and they ask for tips. What are you going to give me for me to give you this opportunity to work in Kenya. Immediately he took over power, he removed the subsidies. Was that to our benefit or to somebody else's benefit? And when they were removing the subsidies, the claim was that, all the monies that were being, um, um, the monies from subsidies were being stolen. If you're already there and you knew the money was being stolen, why don't you just avoid the theft, the corruption, and live? I mean, make our lives easier. We don't want you to do everything for us. We don't want you to. It's not like we wanted to be spoon fed by William Ruto. But then don't make it so hard for us that people cannot eat. We can't eat. We can't feed our families. Huh? We can't feed our families. And to make matters worse, when we're in that dark corner where we cannot see anything, we cannot feel anything, and we are hungry, when there's light, whenever we see light, you see the kind of lifestyle that those who are in government are living. Very lavish. Expensive watches and belts and shoes and expensive clothes and cars. This has gone on for some time now. And for I mean every Kenyan, if you ask 90% of Kenyans, everybody thinks like we made a mistake. Everybody feels like Ruto is the worst president we've ever had. That might be true. It might be true. But then again, like I said, success comes wrapped in misfortunes. William Ruto has been a turning point. With all his shortcomings, something good has been birthed out of William Ruto's presidency. The baby Gen Z, the kind of things the baby Gen Z has achieved in a span of what? Less than a month? Are things that have never been done in our history. Did you hear how the parliamentarians were talking after the invasion of parliament? Did you hear how they were talking? Didn't you feel proud? Did you hear how Onyonka was talking? William Ruto, I mean not William Ruto, Edwin Sifuna, Arion Cherio. Did you hear how they were talking? You feel proud. You feel like, yeah, this is how things are supposed to be done. The finance bill was rejected. The people rejected it, and Ruto had no option. He had to reject it too. And now he has fired his cabinet. Remember what I said. Our country has been plagued with tribalism, corruption, nepotism, uneven distribution of the national cake. That has been our story. But things are changing now, and they're going to keep on changing. I don't know for how long the Gen Zs intend to, keep with whatever they're doing. It's working. It's working. I just don't know for how long it's gonna. I mean, it's going to keep on happening. But it's my prayer. It's my prayer that they keep on doing it over and over. When Mwai Kibaki fired Raila and the group in 2000, I mean after the 2005 referendum, he did it because he had an agreement. I mean a disagreement with that group. But here is William Ruto firing the whole cabinet, apart from the deputy president and the other guy without the portfolio, because the nation has said they have to go. This kind of things never used to happen. And I repeat, I don't know for how long the Gen Zs intend to do whatever they're doing, but it's working. For the moment, it's really working. Miracles. And things are going to change for the better. So every time I want you to feel like, every time you feel like William Bruce is the worst thing that has ever happened to us, think of it as a turning point where things are, you know, changing for the better. Our situation is changing for the better. The baby Gen Z has been born, and the baby is demanding and demanding and demanding, demanding accountability, demanding realistic fight against corruption, demanding us to be tribeless as a nation. That people are supposed to be hired according to your competence, not according to who you know. Things are starting to work. And I'm hoping, it's my prayer that the Gen Zs are going to wake up and dig in, because we need to talk about our national debt. Let's see what we can do about the odious debt that we have. We need to talk about our energy sector. Our industries are dying because of our energy sector. Our tax regime, let's talk about it. Let's talk about things that are making investors run from our nation. And this is only good. I believe, I really believe this can only be done by the Gen Zs. And it's going to be done by the Gen Zs if they are focused. Don't be derailed. Obstacles are going to be in your way. Expect obstacles. But you must find ways of getting over those obstacles without being divided as the Gen Zs. Y'all claim to be leaderless, tribeless. You claim to be well informed. You claim to be youthful, though there are also millennials in this group. Please, let's view Ruto's presidency as a blessing in disguise. Because from Ruto's presidency, you're not going to see me by my tribe. You're going to see me by how qualified I am. I'm going to see you by how qualified you are. It's the best thing that has ever happened to us as a nation. Ruto's presidency. However incompetent he is, he's the best. To some extent, Ruto's even achieved more than Raila did. Why? Because of the birth of the Gen Zs. It's happening under his watch. It's happening under his incompetence. And I mean, this guy has fired his cabinet. Everybody has been sent home, apart from the deputy president and the other guy who doesn't have a portfolio. Everybody else has been sent home. These were his friends. He's not doing it because that's what he wants to do. No, he's doing it because situation demands he do it. Because if he doesn't do it, it was either those guys go or he goes. But then again, even while he's still there, he can still go. If he proves that he can change things for the better, if he proves that everything he's going to be doing from now onwards are going to be things that are done in the interest of the nation, he'll be there. He'll stay. It's my prayer, humble prayer, that the Gen Zs keep on whatever they're doing, keep demanding, keep inquiring, keep calling out, but more so, stay together. Denzel died, and the only people who have seen, talking about it are his family and his schoolmate from JQR. Where's everybody else? You need to think about that. Act on it. Because in this journey, it should be one for all and all for one. Until next time, I don't have any other thing to say. I just want you to know that with all the gloom that you people think root or broke, this is success wrapped in misfortunes. Let's unwrap it and bring out the success. For those who are not subscribed to my channel, I kindly request you to subscribe and like my videos. If you feel that like there's something I've said that is wrong, is not factual, you can go to the comment section, pin it down there, and like I always say, if whatever I've said is true, if whatever I've said can help us make a step ahead, just reward me with that subscribe.